Porter was the funnel for information and material going to the president. So he has seen some of the most classified documents that are in the United States government.
President Trump briefly spoke to reporters in the Oval Office today, offering another bland statement about the Rob Porter scandal, now in its 8th day.
I am totally opposed to domestic violence of any kind. Everyone knows that, and it almost wouldn't even have to be said.
But it did have to be said, because the White House initially praised Porter, and it still hasn't explained what it knew and when. Making the problem worse is the fact that Porter wasn't some low-level staffer. As staff secretary, he was central to everything the White House did, and everything it knew.
A favorite phrase in Washington is the cover-up is worse than the crime. But in the case of Rob Porter, both are pretty damn bad. According to multiple news outlets, White House officials knew 4 months that Porter's ex-wives said he abused them. And not only did they not fire him, they let him continue to serve in a job that routinely handles some of the country's most sensitive documents, even though a security clearance hadn't been finalized. To understand how bad that is, you have to understand what Porter's job was. During the Obama years, Brian McKeon was the chief of staff to the National Security Council, which is the group inside the administration that collates all the advice the president gets on national security and foreign policy. So McKeon's seen a lot of secrets. And the person who had Porter's job, White House staff secretary, saw even more secrets than McKeon did.
In a well-functioning White House, every piece of paper going to the president, and I mean every piece of paper, goes through that office. Porter was the funnel for information and material going to the president. So he has seen some of the most classified documents that are in the United States government.
Here's how it works, according to McKeon. Agencies including the CIA, National Security Council, draft secret documents. Summaries with highly classified intelligence will be printed out for the president. Then those summaries are given to the staff secretary, which was Porter, along with everything else the president might need to read. The staff secretary reads them, gives them to the president, and then takes them when he's done, and then distributes whatever notes the president might have. What's the danger of someone like that having access to classified information?
Well, in his case, he was obviously sensitive to this fact becoming known to other people. When you have this information, what's called derogatory information in your background, that would be embarrassing to you, embarrassing to the president and to the White House, that subjects him to some risk of blackmail.
I mean, that sounds like a spy movie, but you're serious, right?
Sure.
Like, yeah. Seriously, like they got blackmail.
Yeah, that is the risk.
If Rob Porter beat his wives, he's a monster. But in this case, the FBI doesn't actually care if you're a monster. They care if you're vulnerable to pressure from an enemy of the United States. Something like sitting down with a foreign agent for a chat in exchange for keeping that secret thing in your past a secret. The FBI reportedly raised concerns about Porter, including the allegations of spousal abuse, last year. While we don't know for sure if that's what kept him from getting his clearance, we do know it definitely meets the bar of blackmail risk. And Porter could have been a real target, because the things he saw every day as part of his job are the things that every intelligence agency on Earth desperately wants to get their hands on. Like, if you were getting this as a foreign agent, this would be like the good stuff that we have that we don't want you to know about.
It would be some of the crown jewels, certainly. Right. Not only the substance of the secrets, but how we collected those secrets.